I didn't want to be an artist any more than I wanted to breathe air. You just do, you know, like you can't engineer such things.
Yeah, I don't think that was a decision I ever made. It's just, yeah, I don't think it is a decision.
Yeah, not a decision.
Yeah, you got it. And down that road, down that road, and down that road, and that's going nowhere. I've been down there and it just ain't safe. That road don't go no place. I've been down there, and that ain't where I'm bound. Into the roadhouse, that ain't my place. I've been to the roadhouse, and that's going nowhere. I've been down there, and it just ain't safe. That road don't go no place. I've been down there, that's going nowhere.
With you, for any suffering people, music becomes the natural way to process, express, reflect, to keep a dialogue alive, to maintain. It's like our notebook for history. It grounds us and binds us to each other. So for Black people, music has always been an important part of our entire experience. So it's one of the reasons why, for example, I like Irish music. Because Irish people suffer.
Yeah.
And you hear it in their music. You hear tears in their music. You hear a joy that's the kind of joy that you need to overcome suffering. So if you listen to Negro spirituals, if you listen to, anything, nothing is exempt. From jazz to blues.
That's the thing, music is, I think, vital for humans. So especially for people who have been dehumanized more, it becomes even more of a valuable thing because it's a way of sort of holding on to and reclaiming. Yeah. monetary, like capitalist society and system we're living in now, like that's right. Like, there are billions of people like kind of in conditions that don't need to be, but they're being kept that way by another system of inequality. And so why don't we kind of all get together with the different abilities that we have, and like kind of those people who have more privilege can use those positions to help start adjusting the situation and the society to be something more equitable for everyone. You know, rather than being, you know, sometimes people get really defensive when you start talking about these things and being like, oh, I don't want to feel like the bad guy, the oppressor, so I've been oppressed in this way or that way, sort of thing. And like it becomes like a game of like balancing it out and like kind of not wanting to.
Do you think that's a bid for connection or a bid for self-justification?
I think both. I think it doesn't have to be one or the other in the same way. Like all of us inherently don't want to believe that we're evil. You know, like there are very few human beings in the world who believe that they're evil. You know.
Well, then don't you think, for example, if somebody is trying to avoid the feeling of evil, right? Because we start talking, we're like, hey, let's talk about this. And then someone's like, yeah, but, you know, we suffer too. Like, in that, aren't they acknowledging that racism is evil? You know what I mean? Because they're saying, I don't want to be evil. That means that they acknowledge that racism and oppression are wrong. And like, I'm always looking for little bridges. Where do we build the bridges? Because if they think it's wrong, I think it's wrong too. So maybe we can start there, just to keep the discussion alive.
Definitely.
You know, if they were, because think how much worse it would be if they didn't care. So happy to hear the word humanizing, because music and art are essentially humanizing. That's why we call them the humanities. You know what I mean? Like, these are the common things that make us feel alive, that bring like pep in our step and like refresh us somehow at a soul level. So when people play music together, the barriers come down very, very fast. In talking about solutions, I think what I resonate with art as a solution is because it actually quickly bypasses the dangerous like back and forth of ideas, and it goes straight to something more essential. Like, for example, I went to a rainbow gathering. There was a bunch of Iranis and Israelis, and the Iranis put together a whole performance and sang this beautiful like Persian song, like this amazing song, and the Israelis got together and they played this Israeli song. And then after that, they sat down to talk. And it was not easy. It wasn't like kumbaya time around the fire. Like there was people were saying hard things. They were like, and this Israeli guy was like, your country's trying to bomb us like my family has been bombed by Hezbollah. And those were funded by, and then the Irani guy's like, yeah, but you know, this is what you have done. And they didn't hold back. But I feel like the quality of that discussion, because they had art in the beginning, they were trying to agree. They were trying to agree.
So because of the music, they found just like quite a bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I wouldn't say I have just one dream, nor are the dreams I have static. You know, as I learn and grow, like they become more enriched, and I guess you see more possibilities. In relation to kind of what we've been talking around, like kind of power, oppression. Obviously, I'd like to see the situation improve. I guess I think I'm a pragmatic optimist. I feel like being optimistic about the situation gives me more strength to act within it, and not just being acted on here. I can also impact like my surroundings and the world I live in. I fully believe in that. Yeah, I'd just like to see like a world where people could just not be harassed, like be able to live together. Like you said, it's not all going to be kumbaya. Like it's not just, oh yeah, I want world peace. Like that would be lovely, but I think we're alive at a very interesting time in the human race's existence, and I really feel like we have the potential to do a lot more than we are, and a lot better. And there are a lot of people pushing to make that happen. And yeah, for me, I'm choosing to engage in that. I choose to create, draw out from the void, journey and navigate like all maps with a straw. This is the drive, the pulse, the cause, the trigger, the flower, the fountain, the source. Like I said, being an artist was never a choice for me. I guess it's just a realization of it, you know, and I really do think that everyone has something in them. You just have to find your medium or mediums to experiment, play. Like don't be too hard on yourself with perfection. Just produce and create and get together with other people to do it.
Don't try to kid me, man, 'cause I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Give me the secret, man, 'cause clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you. Whoa, Scooby-Doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. Woo, woo, wee, what can't you see?
Yeah, the dream question is not easy to answer because I recognize, you see this, the gray. The dreams of an old man are not the same as the dreams of a young man. And my dream is to see other people's dreams prosper. I get power, I get like a charge from seeing other people have their dreams come true. We don't tell each other enough that we need to work, that you need to put in the hours. You need to get an instrument and you need to fall in love with it and you need to lock yourself in a room and you need to just commit to that instrument, commit to your voice, commit to your pen and paper. And over time, it will come, and I think that every person can be a great artist. It's not like you're magically talented with something that no one else has. All of us are artists, so commit the time.
This is my cameraman for today, Ayden from New Zealand. You don't see them, they're in the shadow, but he's taking some risks just to take some pictures. We had Koji on the camera.
Hello!
And we had the amazing JJ Johansson.
Hey.
Akinlade.
Yeah.
JJ. And Chinua.
Akintunde.
feel like I've done this before somehow.
Look at this.